I'm really sorry guys. My internet as always don't work properly. I don't know that my other PC is not that capable and anything. So yeah, to deal with it. I'll find some way anyways, but yeah, I'll find some way to sort that out. Until then, we have to manage it. Device. So hello Vimal. So until then, let's start something. Let's just start coding and don't waste time. So yeah, here we mentioned our script source, the index.js file, and yeah, you have to mention it before, just before the body tag. The reason behind it is just simple, that after executing your whole body, like let's say you have a function here, here you have written a button, click me, and whenever a user is going on this button and then you want to change the color, okay, that's the function you want to, hey Janish, that is the function you want to execute. So if you mention this before, like let's say here, then if the function is inside of here, let's say the function click, so whenever this function gets executed, it has to get the access of, yeah, I'll be zooming in. Is it fine now? Is it visible? Yes, it's visible now. Just give me a sec guys, change my Ethernet option. Yeah, finally now I'm connected to my Ethernet cable. It should not give any problems. Yeah, so yeah, basically what I was just saying is, like, this is your button, okay, this HTML button. Whenever this button is getting clicked or anything, I want to perform certain functions, okay, some certain logic. So if I mention the script tag here, then whenever first of all this you know that the HTML file will load like this from top to bottom. So from top to bottom, so here the function will be executing, here it will call the button to change the color, but you know that like here there's no button. The HTML will just think that there's nothing down there. It's just like that for the script tag, okay, the function. So it will give you an error like undefined, that there is no button. What the heck you are trying to do here? Which button's color you are trying to change? So if you mention that same thing here downside, so now the button is already loaded on your page, and then you are executing this function. So the HTML file, your file has idea that yeah, there is some button here, and I have to apply this logic to that particular button. Okay, you can do this stuff here upside also, but then you have to go through one thing, one keyword, like yeah, you can do that here upside. You can also mention it here, but here you have to then write defer. If you write this defer, it will for execute this whole body, and then it will go to this script. Okay, but we'll not do that. We'll just go keep it downside only. I don't want to do that. And yeah, it looks good. And here we'll just first of all do a console log to just check that every JavaScript file is loading up. Welcome to the live session of JavaScript. Looks good. And for that you have to open your console, and inside of here you can see that, let me expand it. As you can see here, our console log is getting displayed here. Welcome to the live session of JavaScript, and our button is also here and everything. So this is the first way how you can access the JavaScript. Let's say I'm giving one ID here to the button, the btn, and yeah, we'll do this thing afterwards. So this is the one way to write the JavaScript. You can mention a JavaScript file here in the script tag, then you can console log or do any of the logic you want here. You can also write your functions here, and you can just directly call that function, like let's say on click button. Yeah, this is your function, and let's save this and do some console log here. Button was clicked. Okay, so this is a function, and I want to execute this function whenever the button is getting clicked. Okay, so what I'll do here is I'll just write on click equals, and then here I have to mention the function name. Okay, so what was the function name? Let me just copy that. And you don't need this ID, so I'm removing that. I'll copy the function so that I don't make any typos. Yeah, I don't want to make any typos and then just waste my whole hour debugging that typo. So yeah, I guess it looks good. This is our initial console log. So let's clear the console, and whenever I'm clicking this button, as you see here, the console log is only displaying it after I click the button. Let's clear it again. I click the button, and as you can see here, the console log is happening. The button was clicked, is getting displayed. Okay, so that's a simple JavaScript we are writing here, but it's not feasible. You just, if you are building some big projects and you have to load your HTML file and then you have to move to the console and write your functions here, it's not feasible that you have to check every now and then and all that. So what we can do here is we can use there are plethora of engines available to execute your JavaScript files locally, so that you don't have to use the browsers. And there are many like Babel and everything, but we'll be using Node.js because in future I'm planning to make some videos also on the Node.js, and I recently did a live stream of a Mon full stack project live build. So yeah, in that also I use the Node.js. So it's better if you start using the Node.js as of right now. So by moving further, you'll be comfortable with it more. So just go to this nodejs.org, or you can just type in the browser Node.js, and the first website will be this only, the nodejs.org. Okay, and then move to this and download here, download section, and here, yeah, keep in mind to only download the LTS version because it's the most stable one. They have tried to fix most of the bugs here. In the current, there are many bugs. They also have many bugs. That's the meaning of current. It's in the testing, and so try to download the LTS versions. Just Windows, Mac, and Linux. All the versions are available, and then it's simple installation. Next, install, just like that. So don't worry about that. Will be simple. If you face any problems, then mention it in the comment section down below. I'll be happy to help. Yeah, I guess I'll be deleting both of these files now. I don't need them. So what I'll do here is I'll fire up my terminal in VS Code. To fire up your terminal in VS Code, what you can do is press Control. No, I'll not try that. Control plus tilde key. Tilde key is this symbol which is below. Yeah, not like that. Let me try it again. Yeah, this is the tilde symbol which is just below your escape key. So just press Control and tilde. And if you are on Windows, I guess in some laptops or PCs there will be Control Shift tilde. So yeah, keep in mind that thing. If you are on some Windows machine, there in some machines there might be Control Shift plus tilde, like the key below escape key. Yeah, and you don't have to write this conda deactivate. this is my conda environment, so I'm doing that. You don't have to go through that. And so here what you can basically do is, first of all, if you have installed the node, then you can check that by typing node hyphen, let me zoom this also, yeah, node then space and hyphen v, then it should give you any numbers. Don't if this numbers does not exact doesn't number does not match, then it's okay. You might have some latest versions also, it doesn't matter, but it should display some numbers, okay. Otherwise if it gives any error or anything else, then the installation has not been done properly. Yeah, if it displays any number, then it's done properly. Okay, so now I want to create a project in node. So what you have to write, just simply write npm space init. So npm is a node package manager, like let's say the Play Store, it provides all the apps you get in the Android. App Store provides all the apps for the iOS. It's just like that. The npm is a node package manager. It's just like Play Store, it provides you all the libraries for the node. Like let's say if you want to do password authentication, you don't want to go through the whole clutter of writing all the regex and everything. Yeah, no one likes regex. Some might like, but I don't like. So yeah, don't do that. You can install the npm. Let me show you that also here. So just type npm, and this is the home page. npm, and if you type anything like ESS, yeah, see the passport. So it is a library if you want to implement any social, like authentic with Google, login with Facebook, then you don't have to write a whole code for that. You can just pick up this library and write something, just 10 lines, and you are good to go. So that's what it means. It's just some code which is written by someone else, and you are just using that. Like let's say for a simplicity is Fibonacci. There's in computer engineering and technique IT field, and in your college you might have done this Fibonacci program in your many practicals, C++, Java, all language classes. You might have done this Fibonacci thing. So but if you, let's say if you don't want to write the whole Fibonacci code, yeah, it's not big, but still you don't want to write that, then you can just use this library Fibonacci. To do simply is, let me show that one example if it's available here. Let's say Fibonacci, yeah, not a Fibonacci but Armstrong. Yeah, Armstrong also you might have done. It's Armstrong number. If you want to check that the particular or not, and you don't want to write the code, then what you can do is you just have to import this library, download this library, and you just have to write like this is Armstrong number, and then you have to pass the number, and it will do the whole logic thing itself. You don't have to write that, you just have to write this is Armstrong, just that. So that's the beauty of libraries. There are people who are writing code, the whole big codes for you, and you just have to use that. So npm provides you so much of that. To create a project of node, node.js is basically a server, single threaded server. We'll walk through that. Don't hesitate that about it as from right now. It's everything is simple. Today we are here to learn the basics of JavaScript, not the hard parts and everything. So just type npm init and -y, and it will create the project for you, and there will be one file named package.json. So here there will be a main. Don't worry about all of this. You don't have to worry about any of this right now. You just see this main, and if whatever the name is here, create one file with the same name. Like here there's one index.js, and you have to create the file here with the same name. Okay, whatever is here. Simple. Yeah. Then inside of here, like let's say I'm doing a console log of 2 plus, I'll just print a string here right now. Hello everyone, welcome to my live. And if you guys are still watching, please mention something in the comment section. I'll be happy. If you want to execute any file, the JavaScript file with the help of Node server, like if you don't want to go to the browser and execute it, you want to execute locally with the help of Node server, then you just have to type the node and then space and the file name, which in our case it is index.js. Okay, so node space the file name, simple, and it will execute. As you can see here, the hello everyone. If I write here anything like, let's say, one more console log hello, you all doing fine. Let's execute one more time. Yeah, as you can see here, it is displaying everything correctly. Okay, so now what I want to do here is, so now let's move to some good part of JavaScript. And so that was just the basic introduction of JavaScript, and now we'll move to some actual good part of JavaScript. Okay, yeah, let me check my chats and live. That is perfectly, that's no problem. Yeah, so first of all, let's start with the variables. So there are three ways in which you can declare your variables. The first one is where keyword, like in C, C++, you are doing, like if you want to declare integer, you are writing int, then a equals to 10. Simple, it was just like that. And if you want to mention a character, then you are doing a character, ch equals mentioning that character. Okay, so it was working like that. But in C, C++, Java, they are all what, like they have a type specific type. If you want to create an integer variable, and then you have to mention the int keyword, and but it will only store the integers. Okay, and if you are declaring a character variable or a string, then it will only store the strings or the characters, and it cannot store integers. Okay, so yeah, but there's nothing like that in JavaScript. You can create a variable, you can just create a variable, and whatever values you will be passing inside of that variable, it will automatically detect that. Like let's say I'm passing integer, then it will automatically be integer. If I'm passing a string, then it will go to string data type. Okay, let's say where a is equals to 10. Okay, second way is using the let keyword. Let b equals to 20. First of all, let me create the variables, and then I'll walk you through that what's the difference. Okay, looks good. So first of all, previously most of the time we were using the where var keyword to declare a variable, and right now also we can do that. But now what JavaScript has done is, in the latest versions, it has split this where keyword into two parts, like the let and the const. So what's the difference between both of these? The let keyword is simply whenever, like the value, if in the variable you are changing the value, like let's say right now the b is equals to 20, and after some operations here, the value of b will be equals to 30, let's say 40. Okay, like 20 to 2 or anything, that any operations is getting performed on the b, and the value of b is getting changed. Okay, then at that time what we'll do, we'll declare the variable with the help of let. You can also do it with the help of var. Let and where is similar only, there's no difference in that. In the what's the const is basically whenever you want to declare a variable constant, like let's say the value of pi, const pi, The value of pi is 3.14 and it will never change. Like I want to declare it constant. Why? Because let's say if there are these there are thousands of lines of code and someone is going through my code, and let's say he or she wants to declare a variable, and by mistake he or she declares the variable pi and then change the value to something like 2 or anything, or 20 or anything he wants, or a string also, then the value will be changed. If I'm performing mathematical operations here, like finding an area of circle or anything, then after this pi, the value of pi will be changed and my whole code will be broken. Okay, if I'm finding the area of circle, then pi r square, so the pi value will be 2. So definitely I'll be getting the wrong answer. I don't want to do that. So there are some, in some cases there are, you are declaring some variables and you don't want your any of the person or your colleagues to change the value by mistake also. So you declare that value as const, and I'll also show you that there will be coming an error here. Let's here first of all we'll be doing a console log and value of a, value of b. So here print the value of b, and here I'll be mentioning that before changing the value, what is there. Copy that, paste it down here, and here I'll be mentioning after. So before and after, let's run this node space index.js simple, and yeah, but it's game. First of all, let me comment that. We'll go through that, but afterwards, first of all, let's just see that let keyword let us to change the values. Okay, so here's my point. As you can see here, the value of b is getting changed. First it was 20 and then 40. I'm printing the same statement, but I'm printing the value of b only at the both place, but it is different. Okay, remove this. Yeah, and now let's do the same thing, but now we'll be doing it for this pi. Okay, here the value of pi, with that, paste it here, pi, and also pi. Let me uncomment this, so delete, comment this out. I hope you guys are enjoying the live stream. Just a sec, guys. So now let's execute it and let's see if, as you can see here, it is giving us an error. The first value of pi is getting executed. Why? Because it JavaScript also execute from top to bottom. So it is executing the var a equals to 10, const pi equals to 13, then it is doing console log to the 11th line, and we are of pi here. Okay, the variable is constant, so constant, a value of constant cannot be changed. So when here it is giving us an error, so it will not let anybody change the value of your constant. Okay, and if I make it to the let's say var, we tried for the var let, so now let's try for the, as you can see here, it is getting changed now. It is possible. So in your if you are developing a project or anything, like let's say I'm building a website or anything, I try mostly that I use the const keyword, because I don't want to change my data every now and then. Like one of my component is there in the home page, and there are some things, strings or that home page logo or anything. I don't want to change, or I don't want anyone to change my values there. So I will try mostly to declare all of my variables as constant. In some places, yeah, you have to mention it as let also. you understand everything after you make some projects or do some things, make some programs. You will understand everything by yourself. Now let's also understand the comment, how to comment in JavaScript. So there are two types of comments. This is single line comments by doing some double slash. If I make double forward slash here, it will comment out. Okay, VS Code is better. They make the lines green if it is in comment. Yeah, it is easy to read. As you can see here, everything is comment. It is a single line comment. If like, let's say I'm doing a double slash here, and whatever I type in the next line, it will not comment it out. Okay, let's say if I want to comment or do a multi-line comment, so let's uncomment all of this. So the comments here, oh, like live chat. I guess it looks good. People are there, some people come and go. Yeah, people are coming. Thank you guys. You guys are so great, coming, studying late at night. Yeah, thankful to you. So yeah, we were on the multi-line comment. If you want to do a multi-line comment, then just print a forward slash and an asterisk. Asterisk for Gujarati or Hindi people, fudadi. Many might say fudadi. So everything whenever this starts, and to end the multi-line comment, like let's say I want to end it here, then you have to mention the asterisk and the forward slash. So whatever is between both of these will be all commented. It's a symbol, two forward slash, and in between insert two asterisk, and then make it a multi-line comment. Whatever you write it here will be a multi-line comment. Okay, so that's simple. Yeah. I hope you guys have understood it. Let me remove this multi-line comment. Yeah, VS Code doesn't provide you the functionality of multi-line comments. If you select multiple lines and try to comment it out, it will do single line comment for all of it. Yeah, it is good because yeah, it is good. We get to know that after using and making some programs here and there. So we just understood that there are three types of declaration available in JavaScript: where, let, const. Okay, so now also understand that which type of data type of variables you can declare. Let's say let a we already declared. Let's remove all of this. Let me comment this all out. Please mention in the comment section that if you guys want all of this code file, then I can upload it to the GitHub, and then I'll put the link of my GitHub repo in the description down below. Okay, if you guys want all of this code for your further reference, then yeah, you can mention it in the chat section, then I'll be uploading it to GitHub, and then you can refer. So let a equals to, first of all, yeah, the integer. You can also declare integer. There's also let b equals, you can also mention the float values like 3.14. There's a float. You can also declare strings. Yeah, so this is a string. B equals, which are some data types. Yeah, JavaScript also provides you with some boolean values like true, false. If you want to just mention a true or false, then it's better to make it as a boolean. Okay, the data space it conserves is so much less because it has only 0, 1, true or false. Okay, so it will consume so much less space. Then there was some boolean, and now there are many falsy values. Like let's say I just told you that it in the HTML file, that if the data is not loaded, the button is not present, then it will give you an error like undefined or like that. So these are our true values. Like if you are writing anything like writing just s also, then it is a true value. There is something in this, so it is always true. Okay, these are our true values. If there is any type of data, then it's a true. Here I can mention, like here it is a false, then it's a false. Okay, so these are all true values. These are all true values. Now let's understand false. It is also known as falsy values. Okay, comment this out. Let e equals, there is one which is null. If initially if you want to mention anything as yeah, so as you can see here, let e equals to null. It means that there is nothing inside of here. There's one more which is undefined. Like if there's something initially which is not defined and then afterwards it will be defined, something initially it is not defined, you don't want to mention any garbage values or anything of that sort, and then you can do undefined there. That equals, you can also write false. Yeah, false, of course there will be false in falsy values. So these are the types of falsy values. If you want the null and undefined, it's why I'm going to describing this is, like if you are executing any if loop, like if else or any for loop, like while loop, then it will be better for you guys. If say, let's say you are trying the condition of e or f or g, like it's a value of the undefined or false, then the condition will be false. Okay, that's why I'm teaching that these are. If you write any of this, like let's say I'm just writing a here, then it will be a true. It will not write or anything, it will just check that there's some value, it is not a null. Like if let's say I'm not declaring anything, I'm just declaring the variable let a, so it will automatically be a null. So if I'm not declaring anything, then it will be null, so it is a false value, so this condition will be false. Okay, so I hope you guys have understood it. Yeah, just a sec guys. Yeah, so just was a stat. These are some false values going on. Hope my angle is perfect in the webcam. Yeah, everything looks perfect. Yeah, so these are the false values, these are some true values, these are the data types which are available: integer, float, strings, boolean, whatever you will insert. The JavaScript is so smart, it will automatically understand. Like if you are inserting a float value, it will automatically understand and also check the values right here. Let's just console log. Console.log, whenever you want to print anything here in the console, you write console.log, so it will basically print that whole thing here. Okay, so let's just print the value of type of a. So whenever you want to know that what is the type data type of that particular variable, you write type of and then you space then the variable name. Okay, then I'll do one more console log. Here I'll check type C. Yeah, let's just run that. As you can see here, it is displaying me both the data types, which are number. First of all, the number, which is the data type of A. Here it is 10, so it is a number. Then I'm printing the type of C, which is a string, so it is also giving us a string. And if I type here, let's say I mention the D, and as you can see here, it is giving us the boolean, because itself will be a boolean value. Okay, let's just copy both of this here and mention it down. And here I'll be checking the data type of E and F. So yeah, object null is JavaScript is understanding it as an object. Not defined, of course, it's undefined. It will not define any data type to it. So if you whenever you give a value to that variable, it will automatically decide that this is a float. Then that variable will be a float variable. Okay, of B will be float. Here the type of C will be string. Initially, you give any value to that particular variable, it will assign that data type. So yeah, that was all for the variables. Now string literals, how you can type anything in this, let's say console log. You're doing some console log, and I was mentioning the string and the variables both in the same things. I was doing that. So how I can do that is, yeah, my connection is good. Yeah. So let's say the value A is, yeah, you can write anything, doesn't matter. Yeah, so either this is my string, whatever you write in the inside of this double quote. And also, yeah, never mind, you can use single quotes also here. There's no limitations by JavaScript. You can use any single quote or double quote. Whenever I save, I have one plugin installed in VS Code, which is a prettier, so it automatically changes to make the code better looking, but it's not compulsion. You can also use the single quotes. And also, yeah, there's no compulsion of including the semicolons. If you don't do it will still work. That's there, it will not give you any error. Okay, so the value of A is, and then I want to insert the variable, and that's 2. If you are coming from Java or anything, then the plus symbol, which means concatenation. Well, let's, yeah, first and then plus, then you can mention the value, the variable name. Okay, let's just save that and try to run it again. Yeah, the value of A is 10. Simple. It was just like that. If you still want to write some other string, then do the plus symbol again, then inside of double quote write anything, like let's say the value of B is space. And there's one more way. If you don't want to use plus, then you can use the comma. With the comma and then mention the variable name, like let's say B. Save that, run that again. And I did this to show you the difference between both this plus and the comma. What the plus will do is, it will take the string before it, like let's say this is a whole string. Okay, string, because it's in the double quote, so it's a string. Simple. And then it will concatenate. Concatenate means what? It will just join, like whatever it is in the A, it will first of all change it to the string. But here it is, as you can see here, this is 10 is a integer, but what here it will do is, it will concatenate that 10 to the string which is before it, the value of A is. So as you can see here, the color difference which is we are getting here is, the 10 is just displayed like the whole string displayed in black. The 10 is also getting displayed in the 10 black. If you see here, wherever we are in the B, we are making a comma, So it is not getting displayed as just like string. It is, the color is different because it's a number. It is not changing the data type. So the plus symbol, what it does is it just merges the string on either of the side, like the left side or the right side. Yeah, the value of b and the value of a, both are string. So it will just concatenate, it will join the a variable with that both strings. Okay, and in the comma, what it will do is it will print the string before or after it, and whatever the variable data type is, it will print the same data type. It will not change it. If you're confused, don't be, just you can use any of this or mind. Most of the times you will not face any errors using this plus or comma. Errors like you are doing some that kind of good programs or anything, at that time you will automatically understand that what's the difference between both. So as of right now, you don't have to worry about anything. Just use any of one you want. If you like plus, use plus, comma, then comma. But there's one more. Pause. There are many ways to do just one thing. You can learn all of them. Yeah, JavaScript to declare a function. There are 3 ways. We'll learn all of that. Never mind. Don't worry. Yeah, one more point, that if your file is not saved, yeah, you will make that mistake many of the times. I know that. I have made it before also, so I know that. Whenever if you make any changes to the file, don't forget to save it and to check that the file is saved or not. Many people, what they do is we press the control S multiple times to make sure that the file is getting saved. Don't do that. What Visual Studio Code provides you here is, if the file is not saved, then this symbol here will be circular. Okay, and whenever I press the command control S, and it will remove that circle. Now there's no circle, but if I make any changes to the code and there's unsaved changes, then it will show this. Whenever I'll save this, it will remove that. So for your information. And there was one more way. There's one more way, of course, to do that. Now let's just keep this. And if I don't want to write this plus and the comma, because yeah, you have to write this plus 2 times. I don't want to do that. I just want to write a single string, and I want to mention the variables inside only. And what I can see, you are doing like %d, and then at last you are mentioning the variable names. Yeah, it was not the best way, because at last you also have to keep in mind that which variables are first, then you have to mention that variable name first and all. Yeah, what you can do in here is use the backticks. Backticks is it will just look similar to the single inverted commas, but it's below the escape key, below escape key. Whenever you will press it, this will generate. You can see, let me zoom that out for you guys. Yeah, as you can see here, this backticks, it will be slantly like this. Okay, it will single inverted commas are like this, straight or slightly to the forward side, but this backticks will be like backside. Yeah, I know it looks fun. Yeah, what you can do, so mention the backticks and then write like the val of a is. Now I want to mention a variable here, and what I can do is just mention the dollar symbol, curly braces, and instead of here you can write the variable name, and then if you want to write something else, then the value of dollar curly braces, the variable name. If you have learned somewhat of PHP also, then you might be familiar with this dollar. Yeah, the dollar symbol, many people hates. What we can do, you might love it when you use JavaScript. You might. So yeah, here as you can see, let me just comment this out so we don't get many outputs and we confuse. So as you can see here, the value of A is 10, the value of B is 30.14. So use backticks. So what the backticks provides you is in between also you can write your variable names and it will just be as like one string. Here that is string. You can see the string and the plus symbols and the variable names and all of this. It looks confusing sometimes if there is a big string and all that, but here it is just one string, and whenever there's a variable there is a dollar sign and it's visible. Oh, there's some color difference also visible. One more key feature of this is backticks. Like let's say here I'm and to the tab, right in the second line, tab again, save it. So let me run it, then you would understand the difference. Can you spot the difference? However, and whichever the syntax I write here, like let's say here I'm doing a tab, save that, run that again. As you can see here the difference. Here I've kept a then it's also displaying it just like that. So whenever you are having a output, like you want to make it as a table or anything, a students, and you don't want to print many console logs. Let's say I'm printing the information of students and there are multiple values like enrollment number, like that. Yeah, enrollment number, name, and what's here, semester. Yeah, so then I do that, like this enrollment number, name. I have to do 3 console logs. I don't want to do that. Like, so what I can do here is simply use the backticks and mention the variables and print it like here. Simple. It's as simple as that. That's the use of backticks. You'll be using it many more times whenever you do projects or API code. Using it, there's no backticks, and yeah, this format is followed in many modes, so you should learn it. It's helpful for you guys. Backticks whenever you want to use the variable, the dollar symbol, the curly braces. It's as simple as that. So now whoever is watching, if you have any doubts or if you are understanding it properly, if the speed is fast or anything, any of the doubts or any queries or any suggestions, then you can mention in the comments. So I am happy to listen to all of them right now. I'll be back. I'll just grab my water or something else to drink. Till that time, you guys can mention your doubts in the chats. I'll be happy to answer them. Please out doubts. Oh, you guys are having no doubts. That's great. So, am I teaching you that great that you are facing no doubts, or am I teaching that bad that you are not understanding anything that you can ask any doubts? Yeah, there are two possibilities. If you that I'm teaching that well that you are having no doubts, I guess that's so rare, and that's not, I guess, possible. it's a physics ideal condition. It's just like that. Oh, I guess you guys have no doubts. That's great. I don't mind if you don't have any doubts. Good. Yeah, guys, you can mention it in the comment section. Comment section right now, the live chat. Comments, I guess it will be visible to me after stream is over, I guess. Visible after the stream is over. Okay, now we'll move further. Never mind. So yeah, now we'll move further. And if you guys want this whole code, then mention in the comments or the live chat, then I'll post it to my GitHub account. I'll just share that repo link in my description. So yeah, now what we'll understand here is through operators. Yeah, operators looks good. Operators is nothing. Operators are plus, minus, division, and all of that. But there are some functionalities which is provided by JavaScript, and it's way cooler and nicer. Yeah. A variable op variable name. So op means operator. A is a variable name. A is equals to 10. Let's say I want to increment this by, let's say it's 2. So what I'll do here is I'll just write op a plus equals, and here I'll write 2. Okay, just save that and do a console log of a, and yeah, remove all of these console logs. Don't want to do that. Yeah, so the value is changed, 10 plus 2. So what this plus equals basically does it's, I will just break it down for you guys. Op a is equals to op a plus 2. This is the operation which this executes, but it's shortened like plus equals, so it will do a plus. It will just take the variable to the left of it, it to the right of it. It is just doing this operation, not rocket science, but it's a shorthand. Yeah, if you don't want to write the big name, right now here it is the opa. If let's say is social authenticated, yeah, whenever you will be developing a website, you will be keeping names like this, variable names. If you want to change, then yeah, see, you're writing this and then plus and code. It's a long line, you have to type. Yeah, see, what looks cleaner. It's more small and cleaner also. Yeah. So yeah, this is why we use shorthand operations, and there are many of them. op1 minus -1. Okay. There's also for opa multiply. The symbol for multiply is that asterisk. The star, some might say star equals 4. Multiply the variable by 4. Okay. Then also for the divide, the divide equals OPA equals, and you can, if you want to divide that, you can do by 4 or anything. So that are the some shorthand operations, and these are operators. Let me check that I'm not missing any. Yeah, I'm opening some other websites and all that I don't miss anything, so that you guys get all the data and all the study you are supposed to get. Okay. And if you want, let's say power, like 2 raised to 3, 2 raised to 4, 2 raised to 5, 3 raised to 5, 5 raised to 5, anything like exponent, then what you can do is let's console log it. Console log OPA, comment all of this. OPA is simply right now 10. So I want to find the power of 10 to the power 2. So what I can do is mention 2 asterisk, 2 stars, and then the power 10 to the power 2. This will do the OPA to the power 2. See, as you can see here, printing 100. If I mention it here 4, also do that. See, if I change this value to 2 to 16, 2 to the 4 to the 8 to the 16. Simple. So this way you can find the power. So mention the comment here. So if I'm adding this code to GitHub, so by the comments you can specify, yeah, you can understand that this is for the power and all of that. If you want to find the division, yeah, for odd even programs, like if the number is divisible by 2, then it is an even number, otherwise it's not. Okay, so at that time you have to find the remainder. Whenever you divide a number with 2, then if there is any remainder, like, of course it will be 1. So if the remainder is 1, then it's an odd number. Okay, if the remainder is 0, then it's an even number. So how to find that remainder? It's simple. You just have to declare one more variable, OPB is equals to 18, and if you want to find the even, is it the remainder of it whenever it is divided by 2. So do that console log OPB and use the percentage sign, but it is not said percentage. Whenever you are speaking with someone or you are in an interview, don't say that percentage sign. Say it as a modulo. It's known as modulos. In some cases you might also come with modulo or modulus. You can say both, that's no, but don't say percentage whenever you're in an interview or anything. Okay, OPB, and then whenever you divide it by 2, and what's the output? Let's print that out. Say 0. Let me just comment this out. Yeah, as you can see here, whenever I'm dividing 18 with the 2, it's 0, of course. If I divide it by 3, of course it will give me 0. Okay, and if I mention t and divide it by 3, as you can see here, the remainder will be 2, of course. So it's simple as that. And if you want to increment a number, like let's say I want to increment this OPB, let's simply write OPB plus plus. It will increment that number by 1. Just print that number simply here. modulo, as you can see here, 21. The number is getting increased by 1. Simple. If you mention it once more here, and it will increment the number 2 times, because one time it will increment here from 20, it becomes 21 here, and here it becomes 22. Simple. Let me write here modulo plus. So, and yeah, you can also use all of this modulo and that power, all of this function with these shorthand operators like this plus equals, minus equals. You can also do here double as star equals. You can also do the modulo equals. There's no shortage of this. There are many examples and many operators. If I'll be teaching all of the operators right now, the live session timing will be consumed by the operators itself. So I'll not do that. You can go and search for the JavaScript operators in the browser and you will get many of them. Yeah, we'll look at some more, which is console log. Greater than, or these are the operators which you will be using many of the times. Operator A less than operator B. Okay, so these operators, these require outputs you true or false value. So if the operator A is less than operator B, then it will give you return value of true, otherwise it will be false. Okay, so it's true because the value of OPA is less than OPB, value of OPB. Okay, and if I write greater than, false, and if I write 20, now what will happen, it will also return false because it's greater than, it's not greater than or equals to. If the number is equals, it is not checking for that condition. The OPA must be greater than OPB. If it's 20.00000001, yeah, now it will be true. OPA is greater than OPB. Why it's not giving the output? What? Yeah, sorry, my bad. Here the value of OPB is getting, yeah. What was the error here was that OPB, we were incrementing the value here because, and the final value of OPB was 22. That's why it was not. Now if I do, it's true. If it is also greater than by this much value of 0.00, the exclamation mark refers not. If you want to check the negation of anything, then you can use not. Not equals, if I mention here 21, and yeah, these both are not equals. With OPA and OPB should not be equals to. Okay, this is what this example is saying. So if I write here print, it is giving it true. Why? Because OPA and OPB is not equals. Okay, there's one more which is double equals. For this what we'll do here is OPA is 20, OPB is also 20, but it will be instead of a string. Okay, instead of inverted commas. So the type of OPB right now is string, type of OPA is right now number. Okay, if I write 2 double equals here, and sorry, this example was for the modulo, so let's keep it like that. Write the code here, and if I want to check that if the both are equal, if I write double equals OPB, then what it will give, if you guys can mention in the comment live chat. If anyone's watching, then please mention in the live chat what will be the output for this one. Please mention in the comment section. Okay, you guys. Yeah, if you run it, it will give true. Why? Because it will not, the double equals to does not check for the type. It will just check for the values. That value inside of OPB is 20, value inside of OPA is also 20. Both the values match, so it will give you true. But what if I want to check the data type also? Then what I can do here is I can mention triple equals. If you mention triple equals, then it will also check for the data type. It will return false because the value is true. Both are having 20 only, but the third equals to will check for the, if the data type is same, then and then only it will give you the output true. Okay, so yeah, that was all for the operators. We have also gone through arithmetics, assignments also are done. Now let's jump to us, you say, yeah, if else let's do it. So as in any other language, if else is simple. If, then you do the brackets, and inside of here you write the condition, then you do curly braces, to the enter, the else part. Else, of course, else does not have any condition, because if this condition is not true, of course it will execute this else. If this condition is not true, then it will move to the else part, and it will definitely execute this else part. Okay, that's what the logic is for the if else. So let me write a condition here. If OP be 20, then console log OPB is nice value. Yeah, I mean, so awesome. Right now I am writing anything. Yeah, the thing is, you want to understand what's going on. OPB is not yeah. So if the OPB value is 20, then it will execute the if part. Otherwise, it will move to the else part. See, OPB is a nice value. It's executing this. But what if I want to check that the OPB value should be 20, but also the data type? Simple. I'll mention the triple equals. Now, if I run this program, then it will execute the second part. See, OPB is not equals to 20. It is executing this else part. Why? Because I'm doing the OPB triple equals to 20. Here I'm writing, not I'm writing inside of this inverted comma. So it is not a string. It is a number. And that the OPB value should be 20. And it should also be a number, not a string, and that's why it's giving me false, and it is executing to the else part. If I mention yes, it's inside of a string, then yeah, it will give me, because both are same. This is also string. Okay, but yeah, we don't keep numbers into string. So this is also simple if else. Yeah, you can write any conditions you want. And yeah, of course, if you just write OPB, if you want to like, let's say you are loading data, you're from your backend or the database, you are loading your data inside of this variable OPB, and initially this variable is nothing, like it's just declare like this empty. Okay, and here you are making some steps, API calls, and API calls, and here you are inserting the data inside of B. OPB equals to data. Okay, and you want to check that if there's any data received in the OPB, then and then only I want to execute. So let's run it right now and see what it does. Let me change this data. Yeah, what to do here is, if the OPB is true, then it will execute this, and otherwise this. Okay. You can see here no data. Why? Because I told you, if you don't mention any values to this, it will be undefined as of right now. Let's see data type of this, type of OPB. What is the data type? As you can see, it's undefined. Now, earlier I told you the data type is a falsy value. It gives you the response of false, not a true. So if OPB, so OPB is undefined, so it is a false. So the if condition is false right now, so it will move to the else part. Okay, it's just simple. And if I mention anything here, like let's say here I'm declaring the data is there right now, and I don't care whatever is it in there. I just want that something should be there. It shouldn't be empty. Like let's say these are some empty brackets. This is a null value. See, no data, because there's nothing inside of this. Then this is a null value. If I write anything here, it is there. Data is there. Okay, simple. If I also write some one space here, then also it is a data, because space is a %20 in the URLs, and here also it has some values. Percent is has some values. It's not like empty. It is not null. There's one space. If you let's write both inverted commas together, then it's a null value. Then it will simply say no data. Okay, so this was the basic if else, how to check the conditions. We also looked through that why when the undefined data type, the null data type is there, it is returning the false. Okay, we also saw the practical implementation, that where we are going to use this. Yeah, of course we are learning all of this, but just that where we are going to use all of these things. We are learning right now that if else, OPB, and but what's the practical use? So whenever you are creating a website, you are making the API calls. API calls is nothing but you are like, let's say you are just calling a friend for some help, like you want something, and you are asking your friend with the help of a call. It's just like that. With the help of API, it's your phone. You are making a call to the server, database server, and you are asking the database for the data. In response, the database will give you the data, and then you will store it inside of a variable or anything. Then you will display it. That's the simple logic of their websites. You have to do nothing, create the backend, get the data, store the data, display the data. That's the 2-3 things in the around which the whole web technology works. You have to get the data, post the data, display the data. That's a set. It's so simple. Trust me guys, if you are focused enough and if you're serious enough to learn this JavaScript, and then step by step you will be moving further, and you will observe that web technology or any of the things in programming is not that tough. If you have some sort of dedication, then you can do anything. You can make any of the websites or anything you want. So yeah, that was the if else. As right now we are also going through the conditional checking loop, condition checkers. If else, of course we will move through while loop, of course. So yeah, one big thing to keep in mind whenever you are using a while loop. So while loop, whenever you use a while loop, do make sure that, like let's say if here in the if else, if this condition is false, then it will go to the else part, and this loop will get over. Okay, but what if the in while condition, while loop works, how the while loop works, I'll explain it first. Here there will be a condition until when this condition is true. Like if there is any condition, and till the point at which this condition is true, till that point the while loop will keep running. Let's say let opc was 2. OPC less than 2. So this is my condition, that OPC variable should be less than not num. I'm just changing the variable name. You can keep any you want, but this looks good now. Number. Okay. So I'm just saying that while the number is less than 2, run this loop. While means while this until while this number is less than 2, run the loop. Number is what? Number is less. Not make it confusing. Let's keep it as 3. Okay. Number is never gonna be less than 2, and take it less than 2. Like I reduce the value of num to, like, let's say 1 or anything less than 2, then and then not like this condition will be false, otherwise it will be true only. So let's just console log the num value. Yeah, we'll be going to infinite loop, and please don't try it. If you're a slow machine, please don't try it. Your computer will be crashed or anything can happen. Don't try it. Yeah, sorry, my bad. We have to write number is greater than 2, because I want this condition to be true, not false, because the number is less than 2 was the condition which was false, not true. I want the true condition. As you can see here, the loop is going on and on. As you can see here, the slider, there are many of the 3s going on. Okay, so yes, keep it, and whenever you use a while loop, there should be one false condition. So here what I'll do is let's keep it 10 here. If number double equals don't do anything, console.log name, and here what I'll do is I'll just reduce the number. The number is initially 10, and after running one loop, sorry guys, after the one loop, it will first of all do the console log of the num, which is 10, and it will reduce it by 1, then it will become 9. Then again this loop will run, and again this loop will run, and it will move here, and here it will be 9 as of right now, and it will move to this num minus minus, then it will be 8. It will move again to this loop, it will be true condition 6. Yeah, you guys suck. And here now it will be 7, again minus, then 6, 5, 4, 3, and eventually it will come to 2, and then it will come to 1. So at 1 will be greater than 2. Okay, so at that time the condition will be false and the loop will stop executing. Okay, so that's what we want. Yes. Yeah, so here the condition will be false at one point eventually, so that's what I want. See, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, and then the loop is getting stopped. So keep in mind, whenever you are using a while, that there should be one condition at which your loop is getting stopped. Okay, so yeah, that was that. Let's do one more try. Let flag equals to true. Okay, I'm declaring a boolean value which is flag, so I'm writing the flag here which is true eventually, and I'm doing what? Yeah, num plus plus, and this is the 1. In this case, there is no condition related to num, and I'm increase the value of num. Okay, So let's just run that. It's an infinite loop, I know that. See, in just seconds it went to 12,104. Yeah, 12,104. So yeah, nowadays computers are so fast. It went for just few seconds, it went to 12,104. So I want to keep one condition at which this loop should be false. Okay, so if number is equals to 200, not 200, let's say 20, no, let's say 10, looks good, make it so. So whenever the number is equals to 2, I want the flag to be false. Whenever the number is number initial is 1, then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then one condition will be there where the number is 10. So it will go to this loop if, and then the flag will be false. So our condition is false. Okay, now let's run this again. As you can see here, 1 to 10 only is getting printed, and then is getting closed itself. Okay, so yeah, that was a while slope. I know it's so simple, don't worry about anything. Now let's also understand the for loop. There are many different ways to do the for loop, but I guess now I should conclude the session for today. It has been so much time also, and yeah, people cannot handle more than 2 hours of lives or study, I guess. So I should close the live now. Tomorrow, I guess tomorrow or the day after tomorrow, I'll be announcing it on my Instagram handles or my Twitter handles. All my social media handles are linked down below. So if you want the latest updates or anything related, like whenever I'm going live or whatever I'm posting the new video, then do follow me on Instagram. I'm most active there. If you have any doubts, also ask me there or in the comment section of my YouTube. I'll be answering it here also. Never mind. So yeah, if you are not subscribed to my channel, please do that. It makes me happy and it keeps me motivated to make such content frequently. I'm also planning many more lives and sessions for further future. I'm also planning for some more language tutorials, and also mention in the comment section that I enjoyed the live today. Was it useful? Was it understandable for you guys? How was my language? Is it understandable? How is my teaching style? Is the pace too fast or too slow? You can. I also started the Instagram, YouTube thing right now, so I don't know much of that, but yeah, I'm definitely trying it. So your suggestions would be a great plus for that. So that was all, guys, for today. And tomorrow or the day after tomorrow, I'll be doing the second part of this live, and in that we'll be going to functions, objects, classes, and some higher order functions and some complex things in JavaScript. We'll go through that. So yeah, stay tuned for and enjoy the videos and stay home, stay safe. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.